Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to be changing the oil on your 2016 Kia Soul. For it, you're going to need a 17mm wrench. I also have another wrench to break the nut if need be, if it's too tight. You're also going to need an oil filter. And you're going to need some Mobil 1 oil for your car. That's what they recommend for it. I have the full synthetic, although they do recommend that you actually use the synthetic blend, but it's all good. We're just going to deal with what we got. You're going to need a oil funnel, a drain pan, some towels, and I also have this oil filter grip. It just makes the job a lot easier. You don't have to, sit there and try and get it off of there. And before we get down there, I hit a coyote driving on the highway, and my front end got kind of messed up there, as you can see. But if you look down here, so basically here is the undercarriage of your car. Yours will be under there, but since mine is out, it's good for a demonstration purpose. This is where your engine oil is going to drain out, and here's where your oil filter cap is going to be. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started and get under the car. Okay, so now we're underneath the car here. So let me get some gloves on here. We've got our 17mm wrench. Okay. So right here is your oil pan. You're going to need to take this nut off. You're going to need to take off your oil filter. Go and see if we can get it off without the breaker bar. If not, no big deal. Alright, and that got it. Get your drain pan ready and in position. Alright, and there goes that black gold. Be sure not to lose that nut. We're going to wait for this to drain for a bit before we take this guy off. Alright, so now that it's down to a slow dribble, we're going to get this guy off. So let me grab my wrench. So we got this guy right here. It makes life really easy. Not really a lot of margin for turning around here, but that's alright. I imagine it's a lot harder if you have the underbody still on. Alright, and just be sure to clean up the area around. Okay, now at this point with the dripping, that's great. That's great. I'll be back. Alright, so it looks like I'm low on battery here, so I'm going to try and get this done relatively quickly. As you've seen, I dropped that right in my drain pan, so we're just going to have to fish it out. Alright, there she is. Alright, so go ahead and put that back in there. And when you do this, you don't want to tighten it all the way, just because if you need to take any out, it'll be a hassle, and that's really not good for anybody. So we're just going to leave that how it is. We'll move the drain pan out of our way here. Clean up just a little bit more around the oil filter. Alright, now with your new oil filter, take off all the sealing. So you're going to take off all the sealing. You're going to get you some oil on your finger. Get around the gasket there. And some people fill it up, but if you put in the recommended amount that's needed, that's unnecessary, because it'll get in there and it'll do everything it needs to do anyway. So go ahead and screw that back on there. And this doesn't have to be super tight. You can just put it hand tight. You don't want it loose by any means, but you don't want to have to take an hour to take it off next time. A little bit more cleanup here. Okay, so now we're on top of the engine. Here's where you put your oil in. Have fun! Okay, so take this guy off. Put it in a safe space. I'm gonna just set mine right there. Throw your funnel down in there. Now you got 3.8 quarts. I think I said liters earlier. You got 3.8 quarts of this. I've already actually pre-measured it. I emptied out some. And what I found out actually is if you do an oil change 3 times with this stuff in the 5 quarts, you get your 4th one free if you save your oil. Which you should, because it's expensive. So I'm just going to go and dump all this in here, because I already pre-measured. And just making a mess. It's alright. If you get any spills, just clean them up. Alright guys, and that's basically it. So what you're going to do from here is, I actually have my car up, I never mentioned this, I have my car up on stands right here. So all you need to do is get it on level ground. Check your oil with this dipstick right here, and after that you're good to go. Be sure to tighten this nut down here though. You don't want to drive off and then have the vibrations just knock that off. So be sure to tighten that on there. Be sure that your oil filter's on there tight, and you guys should be good to go. So guys, thanks for tuning in. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.